Before we kick off with today's match preview, we're pleased to announce that this season of Talking Wolves is brought to you by Greene King Sport, where football is more than a game. Greene King Sport venues are showing every televised Wolves game from the 23-24 season. And with over 900 sports pubs across the UK, it doesn't matter whether you're in Wolverhampton or Wigan, you can catch every single minute of the action. Keep your eye out this season for events, offers, content and competitions that put you closer to the action. If you can't get down to Old Trafford on Monday evening for the season opener against Manchester United, why not catch it on Sky Sports in the next best place, a Greene King pub? So the Premier League is finally back and Wolves are on their travels this weekend. I'll say weekend. It's a Monday evening fixture at Old Trafford. Not many easier games, or tougher games, I should say, than this. But delighted to be alongside Tyrone once again. United fan, how you keeping, man?
I'm all good. I'm looking forward to the Premier League being back. Yeah, do you know what? It's so funny because I feel like the 3 months when it ends in May to now will just fly by. And obviously the transfer news that everyone's been getting caught up with. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it now. The real stuff starts. Pre-season's over.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great to have you as well. Obviously, you're in Spain right now, so I really do appreciate you taking the time. And I'm very jealous, you know, rocking the vest and everything. So you're sunning it up. So
the camera's not doing me justice. Yeah. It's actually making me look quite dark, very dark, actually. Yeah, but no. Yeah, nice little break. I think it's good to get a little refreshing. But definitely. Yeah, no, I'm happy to jump on. You're a great guy. I like what you guys do. Good people over there, man. So make sure you like the video and subscribing, guys, as well.
No, I appreciate that, man. But yeah, United. What's the aim for this season, man? It was a good debut season for Ten Hag, a really shaky start for him. But how's the summer gone, and how do you think they're going to kick off the season?
I'm mixed. It's quite funny because right now between the Man United fans, there's quite a bit of, you know, some people are quite overconfident, I'd say, and some people are not confident. I'm sort of in the middle. I think we'll get top 4. But I don't think we'll be making inroads on City and Arsenal. I think we'll be battling for top 4 with Liverpool and Chelsea. That's my early prediction. As we're recording this right now, Casado's not quite gone through either side, but let's say he goes to Chelsea. I think he puts them right back in the top 4 hunt, especially them playing 1 game a week. And then with Liverpool, you know, they've revamped that midfield and their attack is probably one of the best attacks in the league. So they're not going to have a problem scoring goals. So I think we're in the middle of sort of that cusp there. I'm going to say we're going to finish 4th. I like the signings. Onana, I think when we discussed it before, actually, we're talking about who we could sign in the summer when we previewed the last season's game. And De Gea, for me, was done. So the fact that we've got Onana in, that's an upgrade on the keeper. Mason Mount, I say a box-to-box midfielder. I think he adds something in terms of our depth. I don't think he has to start every game, but he definitely adds to our depth. And we've needed a striker in Højlund. So we've got 3 out of the 5 positions I want. I still want a number 6. I want a controlling midfielder, not someone like a Jorginho as such, but someone that can get the ball, be calm with it. And we also need a centre-back because Rafael Varane, despite how good he is, can you rely on him 38 games in the Premier League and you're playing Carabao, FA Cup and Champions League? So we need depth at centre-back and defensive midfielder. But yeah, so far it's an okay window.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of the players that seem to get stick for United, off the top of my head, from what I've seen, De Gea and Maguire are probably the top 2. Obviously, De Gea's gone. Looks like Maguire's set to leave as well. But yeah, Højlund will be an interesting one, I think. You know, is he someone that's going to, as soon as he's fit, do you think he's going to get thrown straight in, or do you think it's going to take him a little bit of time to sort of break into that United self?
It's funny you say that because do you remember last year we had Casemiro, and do you remember McTominay was going through that little spell where he was doing all right, and he kept Casemiro out to like kind of warm him and bed him in. I'm hoping with Højlund, the fact that he's looking to come back for the Arsenal game, which is like the 4th week, just before the international break. I'm hoping if he can get some minutes there and then get some like training over the international break, he can starting after the international break. So I'm looking for him to be in. Maybe if he doesn't play 90 minutes, he starts, but plays 60, 70, because I think the quicker we get him in, the quicker he'll adapt to the Premier League. He's 6'3", he's 20, he's athletic, he's mobile, he can run the channels, he can take on people, he can strike the ball well. So I think like he's a rounded striker. I'm not expecting him to come in, and if any Man United fans are expecting him to come in and score 25, I think you're looking at it wrong. I'm looking at this more long term. But I also think that if he starts and stays fit after the international break, he could get 15 goals in the league. And I think that's a valuable return. Like, I know we cost 70 million in total, but I think if you're coming into Manchester United, your first season, you know, Premier League as well, different type of league. If you get 15 in your first season in the Premier League, I think that's very respectable. So that would be like my goal for him. And if he does that, I'll be like, do you know what, Dave? Like, job done.
Yeah. There's not many strikers, to be fair, in the Premier League that can hit 15 plus
Exactly.
nowadays, really.
Yeah.
So there's such a small amount of strikers. So if you can get a striker to, you know, give you those sort of goals, then
Would you
happy
say
days.
10's fair? If he come in and gets 10 at United, would you say that's
I
fair?
think 10 would be okay. I don't think it'd be too bad as long as the likes of Rashford, Bruno, whoever else, in your opinion, you know, as long as you're getting players chipping in with goals. I think that was always an issue at Wolves. When we got promoted to the Premier League, everyone was like, right, we need to get ourselves someone that's going to get 20 goals in the Premier League. At the time, it was Kane, Aguero, I think was still playing, and Vardy. You ain't going to get many. Yeah. You're not going to get many other players. So obviously now it's changed and shifted a bit, but there's still not many players that'll hit those numbers. So I think you've just got to, especially for teams like United, the amount of fixtures, you've got to sort of share that, you know, across the team. But
I actually agree with that. I think that's actually a fair point because, funny enough, obviously, I know we're talking on the Man United Wolves, but when you look at Man City as well, like I've done a lot of previews talking about where they'll finish. I do expect them to win the league, but it wouldn't shock me if Arsenal do. However, if someone said to me, pick like a criticism of Man City, with Mahrez gone now and Gundogan as well, who arrived late in the box, right place, right time. That's two of their sort of valuable goal scorers away from Haaland that would contribute. And now they're not there no more. Foden has got to step up. Alvarez has got to step up. De Bruyne, of course, you know, he gets assists, but like Grealish, you've got to now start actually getting goals. So I think if there's a weak point for Man United and even Man City, it's like, right, can people score outside of your Haalands or Rashfords? And that's what you need because you look at Liverpool, Gakpo, Salah, Nunes, Jota, Luis Diaz. I've just said 5 straight off the bat.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And do you know what I mean? Sometimes that's the difference between winning and losing a game. And I think you guys are in the same boat. Obviously, Jimenez is not there no more. He's gone to Fulham. I wanted to see what you thought about that because it's going to be Cunha, maybe Fabio Silva, who I personally don't rate, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're in trouble, Dave.
No, I will ask about that a bit more. I wish we could have that conversation as a Wolves fan because our top scorer last season was 6 with Neves. A lot of those penalties and obviously Podence as well. But I'm hoping, you know, as you would have seen, it's been an absolutely crazy summer for Wolves. Mainly negative. We lost Lopetegui just days ago. Never ideal with less than a week to go before our first game. And Gary O'Neill's come in, a manager that I think most, if not all, Wolves fans would not have given you as an option to replace Lopetegui. And he's had his first press conference today. Sounds like Wolves pretty much fully fit for this game. I think Cunha's had a couple of days off training with a slight knock, but should expect it to be, you know, fit and ready for Monday. But it'll be very, very interesting. We've seen the likes of Fabio Silva, who I know you've just mentioned there. He's had chances in preseason and looked all right. He looked sharp. Cunha as well, who I think is a good player, probably not worth the amount of money that we'd spent on him. But some sort of from what you've seen and heard about Wolves, what do you reckon ahead of this season? Like you said, you're worried. Are you concerned about?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Obviously, big up Lewis, who obviously got us in touch with each other. Obviously big Wolves fan as well. I think you go down. I'm gonna put my neck on the line, and I know obviously I respect you and I respect the channel, and I don't want them to come for me and think it's an agenda at all because it's not. I just don't think Wolves will score enough goals. I don't think your home form, which is something that I think used to be a ground that I think would go to and be like, it's a tricky game at Wolves. Do you know what I mean? You've sold Nathan Collins as well, who I actually rated as a centre-back. I think Brentford have got a great coup there in terms of Nathan Collins coming in. I just really feel for you guys. Neves obviously not there. You've lost a bit of that midfield solidiship. Like, I know you've got Lamina who's going to probably play with. I don't know if Matthias Nunes is going to stay out wide or he's going to come in central. I just feel like Gary O'Neill's coming in now 3 days before the Premier League starts, and he's still going to be finding out about these players. He's still going to have to find out what team he wants to play. And in the Premier League, sometimes that can be too late. And I just don't feel like you've got enough goals in you. I don't think you'll keep enough clean sheets, and your home form, which is something I always looked at, like Wolves. I don't like playing Wolves. Man United, we always struggle. 0-0, 1-0s, 1-0s. I just don't feel like it's going to be that Wolves this season. And I've put you, Sheffield United, even though they've just signed Gustavo Hamer from Coventry, which could work out well. Yeah, good signing there. And then Luton, which are my local club, to go down. I just... I'm intrigued to see what you think, because I said this to Lewis the other day and he was like, we're going to be fine, like, don't you worry. And I was just like, we'll come back to it. But I want to know, honestly, what you think about this squad compared to the Wolves that have finished top 10 and stuff in the Premier League.
It's weird because I still think our starting 11, our strongest 11 is a good squad. It's good enough. I think goals is obviously the major issue. We've averaged less than a goal a game for the last 3 years. That is a major issue. But if we can improve on that, I think we'll be fine. Run me through
your best 11.
Right. Well, I'll do my predicted lineup now because it'll on the video it'll come up on the screen. So what I think we should start on Monday: Sarr in goal, Nori left back, Dawson and Kilman centre back, Semedo right back, João Gomez and Lamina in the midfield, Nunes either central or drifting out wide, Cunha, Neto, and Fabio Silva.
Yeah, Neto needs to have a big season straight away. Did Podence eventually leave in the end? Did he go?
He's still with us, and he's back.
Oh, he's still with us. Oh, right.
So you still got Podence, you got Hwang, Kalajdzic, who's an unknown entity, really. The big man, he looked all right in preseason games, but you just don't know what to expect of him. So I think there's quality there, but it's just getting the consistency out.
That's it. It's the consistency, because Neto, we know what a player he can be. I'm a fan of Neto, left or right. It doesn't matter. He's actually quite flexible, which a lot of wingers aren't. I think Hwang, he's kind of like my kind of unsung hero for Wolves. I liked him at Salzburg, you see, when he used to wear the glasses thing. Yeah. I was actually a fan of him at Salzburg. So I like him because he works hard. I know he's not the most clinical, but I think when you're a team who are battling to sort of stay in a division or maybe in that bottom half of the table, you need players that will fight or give you that extra 5%. And I feel like he's that type of player that can do that over a Fabio Silva. Cunha works hard. At Atletico Madrid, you have to work hard if you're there playing for Diego Simeone. So I feel like Cunha, Hwang, and Neto could be quite a different and for a versatile front three. So that's what I would like to see if I was a Wolves fan. But yeah, João Gomez, obviously he's young as well, isn't he? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he can do. But I like that you've put him in your starting 11, because I think the only way you can test him and see how he is if he starts games. Yeah,
I think it'll be interesting. There's a young lad, English lad, but he represents Ireland, Joe Hodge, who Lopetegui seems to really like.
Last year.
Lopetegui seemed to pick him with what I would say is our strongest 11 in pre-season. So he may well start on Monday, which ex-Man City boy as well. So it'll be interesting to see him at Old Trafford. But some quick fire questions, Ty, to finish off. If United could add one Wolves player to the team, so which Wolves player do you like the most that you think could make the Manchester United squad?
Oh, that's a really good question.
So you mentioned Neto a lot last season as well. Yeah,
I like the right wing at the moment for us, and I'm looking at what we need. Anthony signed for 90 million, and he hasn't quite kicked on in his first year. But I'm not going to say he's done. Of course, a lot of players can have to adapt in the Premier League. So second season for Anthony is going to be big. Jadon Sancho's played on the right. He's looked quite good, but then Ten Hag doesn't really fancy him there. He's not explosive enough. So I'd probably have Pedro Neto, and I could put him on the right, and he could do what Anthony does with a left foot. But I feel like he has more drive and more ability to take on players one-on-one. And also, he can score goals. He can strike a ball well as well. So I'll probably say Pedro Neto before the injury, definitely.
Do you like Nunes as well or not?
I do, because I even said to you last year on the preview, like I was watching out for Nunes because I feel like he could ball carry, and I feel like he's got that sort of guile that you could tell he's a Portuguese international. Yeah. What I need to see Wolves do, and he needs to do as well, they need to get the best out of each other. I feel like there's a player in there, and Wolves know there's a player in there, but how do you unlock him, or where do you play him to get the best out of him? Because sometimes styles don't match up for players, and he could leave and then go and look very good at a Juventus or something like that. But I feel like you guys want to get the best out of him, and he wants to get the best out of himself. I think he even done an interview saying that he didn't really show what he was about last year. And I think that's a good thing. If I'm a Wolves fan, I want to hear that, because then at least you know that he recognizes it himself and he wants to show you guys that he's better. Where do you see him working out most if he is to shine for you? Because he is one of your most, I'd say, talented players now at your team.
For sure, yeah. Like, talent, for sure, is the most talented. It's weird because I don't dislike the experiment of starting him out wide, because I think you almost give him that free role to drift in field as well.
I think that's a waste.
Yeah, I think it can work, but then I don't know. I think
why don't you just go 4-3-3 and play him in an 8?
Because then the number 9 situation for Wolves is the one. I think up top there, they need as much support around the striker as they can. And I think, well, unless you played him as a number 10, I don't know. Because he did best at Sporting in a double pivot. They played a back 5, and he played well. Him and Palhinha, who's at Fulham now.
So he had license to roam.
So I think maybe with Lamina and him, or even João Gomez and him as a 3, but then I think you still need a more attacking player. I always want to see Cunha off the left with somebody else as a number 9, but Wolves have played Cunha as a number 9, and I don't think that's worked personally. But I don't know. I'll be interested to see, especially under O'Neill now. He might have different ideas.
And I was even going to say what we've got two more weeks before the window shuts. Do you see Wolves making any additions? And as a Wolves fan, who would you like? Is there any names that are realistic that you like to see come in? I'm quite intrigued.
See, Alex Scott was the number one target. He's gone now. He's gone,
Yeah,
and obviously
Bournemouth.
it cost a lot of money. We'd be interested to see how he gets on. I think in centre half, he's a must for Wolves because we've only got three really. Totti, who played a lot as left back as well. Tillman and Dawson. So I think another centre back, one that we link with a lot is Elvedi, who plays for Mönchengladbach in Germany. Maybe another attacking player, but I think it's going to be loans for Wolves. The money is just not there, if I'm honest. I think Podence will probably still go. And I think it'll be loans. See which players have been left out of the squad.
That's enough to keep you up.
I still think the squad's all right. I still think the squad's. Yeah. It fully depends on if we can find our shooting boots, and that has got to have been a priority for Wolves to be working on over the. And
then, like you said, you got Kalazic, who's coming back from the ligament injury, which obviously he's a physical player. So let's see how he gets on. It'll be interesting because obviously this is the first game, so it's like that classic saying, "Ifs, buts, and maybes," isn't it?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You when we play later on in the season, it'll be great to talk on it again to see where we're both at, because Man United, like, we're trying to go for top four, but with the way that Liverpool are going to bounce back, Newcastle, the unknown quantity now, they've got to juggle both. Chelsea, 1 game a week, but they've got signings. Tottenham, Kane going, I think they'll go a bit further down the pecking order. And then you've got Arsenal and City. So the fact that we're back in the Champions League, we're trying to compete for the top four. Our season's not going to be plain sailing either, but we have to stay in that top four.
Yeah, I think for Monday anyway, I think the pressure is very much on United, because I think Wolves are going into this game, zero expectation.
Yep.
You know, the public do not think Wolves are going to get anything out of this match. You know, it's a complete mess behind the scenes, according to the press. You know, so I don't think there's much pressure on Wolves. So it will be a really interesting game. I think it'll be a game where Wolves sit deep, have to rely on the counter attack. You know, like many teams probably do at Old Trafford anyway.
Yeah.
And
even set pieces, I think, like, I don't want us. Funny enough, I was just chatting to a guy at the pool, and I was just saying to him, he's a United fan as well. I said, I don't want us to dominate the first 20 minutes and Wolves get a set piece, and Dawson, who you know is a threat, you just get 1-0 up and then you like sit back and defend and grind it out. Man United need to come out of the traps on Monday. It's under the floodlights. We've got no injuries really to like the main players that have been there through pre-season. So I expect us to even go with Onana will make his home debut, obviously, in the league. I think Wan-Bissaka will start at right back, which is the interesting one. Dalot, you know, it's 50-50, but I'll go Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, and Luke Shaw. And then I think he'll go with Casemiro in the 6, Mason Mount and Bruno is like the 8s. And then he'll go with Rashford up top as a number 9. I think he's going to start Garnacho on the left and Anthony on the right. Jadon Sancho played in sort of the false 9 role over pre-season, and he did show glimpses that he could do all right there. I just don't feel like for a first game of the season, Ten Hag is going to trust to start Sancho up top when Rashford has done it, bit part in some games, but he's got goals, and that's what we need.
Do you think this is the season for Garnacho? Lots of football with the Champions League and stuff. He should have a lot of game time, shouldn't he, really? If he can
yeah, but I'm going to be different to all these Man United fans. Calm down. Calm down. Like, they're so like, they do pictures comparing him to Ronaldo. They do, you know, he's the next star boy, like this and that. At the end of the day, he's still only like 18, 19. You know, this is his first proper full year he's going to have in the squad. He's going to get minutes no matter what. He's exciting to Man United fans, and he's obviously still exciting to me because he's a different type of winger to what we have. Obviously, Anthony and Sancho, they're not really explosive. They're not really like players that take on players and run down the channel and stuff like that. You get players that, you know, do like Set Maximin, for example. You know, them ones like Luis Diaz, like they're exciting when you like watching them in the Premier League. But because Garnacho is one of the only ones that does that for us, apart from Rashford, really, who's not really a winger.
Yeah,
that's why it's exciting, because he's got that unique profile. But we just need to use him correctly. He's going to be at Man United for a long time, signed a new contract. Ten Hag's backing him. He will get game time. I just don't want Man United fans to shoehorn him and just say, right, you've got to start every game, because when you watch him over a longer period, you can see that sometimes like he's just not ready yet, and you don't want to like pressure him. But he will still play very well this season. He'll play games, and I'm happy that he's part of a squad that we need. To be honest, now we're back in the Champions League.
Yeah, talented player, and but
talented. Yeah.
Score prediction for Monday. What do you reckon?
I think we get the job done. Normally it's 1-0s, 2-1s, 1-0s. I'm going to go with 2-0 United. I just feel like 3-0 is what I was thinking. But with Gary O'Neill coming in, I just feel like all players are going out there with a point to prove for you guys. And like you said, no pressure. Whereas with Man United, we are expected to win. If we score early, I'll be honest with you, it could be 3-0. If we score within the first 20 minutes, I feel like we could play with confidence. But if you frustrate us in that first 20 minutes and we can't score, it might take a bit of luck to break you down. So I'll go with 2-0, a clean sheet, and get some FPL points.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be fair, even I've got Onana in goal, to be fair, and I think a lot of people have. So it'd be, even if Wolves lose the game, a late consolation for us could frustrate a hell of a lot of people across the globe anyway. So, Ty, before we check out, where can people find you if they wish?
Yeah, perfect. So Twitter is Tyrone MC __. Even though I'm a Man United fan, I always talk about like sport and football in general, like quite generic. And then in regards to our YouTube, it's Never a Foul. So we've just hit 14K subscribers. And we've had a great summer, actually. So yeah, we're on the way up. So that's Never a Foul. We do a lot of generic content on there as well. And then Trafford Tunnel is our Manchester United page. We haven't done quite a bit with that lately, but hopefully we'll start that back up this season. So Never a Foul for YouTube. And yeah, Tyrone MC _ for Twitter. But yeah, guys, like this video, subscribe. Dave, you're a great guy. So no, I appreciate you having me on, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. And hopefully we'll catch up for the reverse fixture as well. As Ty said, guys, yeah, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit the like button as well. We'll be back after the game for the fans react and obviously the match reaction from outside Old Trafford as well. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you all very, very soon.